Hi, everybody. I'm Coach Tiffany. I help people heal their relationship with food and their body. Today, we're going to be talking about shame and shame-based recovery. So, in recovery from any of the things, typically um, the foundation has been shame focused. So there's something bad or wrong with you, you're broken, you need to use your willpower and like turn your life around, get your shit together, so to speak. And unfortunately, that um, paradigm has transitioned over into our relationship with food, our relationship with our body. And so a lot of times when someone has disordered eating, you'll hear a lot of like, I know what I should do, I just can't seem to do it. I am a sugar addict. There's something wrong with me. I'm out of control. I can't trust myself. I'm broken. So you'll hear a lot of these types of phrases. Unfortunately, this is internalized diet culture and internalized anti-fat bias in play. So what happens is then when you eat in a way that feels out of control, or you soothe using food, quote, eat emotionally, you will beat yourself up, right? And feel like there's something bad or wrong with you. If you are not an ideal weight, a lot of times you'll, internalize the anti-fat bias around that and beat yourself up. And so all of that creates more shame. And shame actually increases your allostatic load. So allostatic load is the overall wear and tear, stress on your body. It's kind of roughly equivalent to inflammation in your body. So not only is it physically, is it bad for your mental health to have shame, but it's also bad for you physically, and really keeps you stuck in this cycle, because as your allostatic load increases, your nervous system it's harder and harder to regulate your nervous system, which then makes you need to regulate your nervous system in using like kind of a default automatic, we talk about it as auto regulation, right? So kind of this default mode, or going into this tendency to use food to soothe. So it actually perpetuates, um, emotional eating or binge eating. In addition to all of that, shame actually, it dysregulates your nervous system. And then when your nervous system is dysregulated, you actually can't have effective change. So effective change lives in the space of a regulated nervous system. So it's really important to make sure that we're regulating our nervous system, to make sure that we are caring for ourselves as much as possible, using as much kindness and compassion as we can to really come to that place of regulation and change. So throwing shame out the window is actually number one key to these things. And shame is created by those diet culture messages that tells you there's something wrong with you, that your value and your worth is tied to your appearance, or how you're eating. It's also related to achievement energy, so feeling like you're doing things right, and this external locus of control, versus bringing it internally, using our body's signals, developing attunement, connection, and trust with our body to guide our decisions around food and our body. And really what we're looking for is coming to a place of that connection and trust, and a deep nurturance for ourselves. So shame doesn't work. It only makes everything worse, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of the things, and it will prevent you from being able to have the relationship with food and your body that you really want. Let's throw the shame out. Let's get rid of that. Let's quit using shaming language like, sugar addict, or, just if there's something wrong with me, I am not, I know what I should do. I'm just not doing it. I'm sabotaging myself. All of that type of language, time to throw it out and instead recognize like, hey, I didn't develop a secure attachment with food or with my body because I wasn't taught that growing up. And now it's time for me to make some changes and learn how to really support myself and how to build that connection and trust. So that's really where the gold is. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Again, shame is preventing you from having the relationship with food and your body that you really want. It can be really hard to throw that shame out the window because it's oftentimes wiring that goes way back to, for some people, even infancy. but goes back to childhood. And so it's pretty deeply ingrained. And it's also all around us, right? That diet culture bullshit and all those messages that we get are all around us. So we really want to get support from someone who has a shame-free program, right? And a shame-free method or model for supporting clients. So I definitely create a judgment-free zone in my programs. If I can be supportive to you, feel free to reach out to me at Tiffany at CoachTiffanyRN.com. I hope you have a wonderful day.